What's up, everybody? I'm Greg Miller. Tim Schafer's here to tell me all about bringing Grim Fandango and that there Day of the Tentacle to the PlayStation platform. But first, GTA should be set in Portland? Batman Arkham Knight's ending might have been ruined? Greg Miller doesn't work for IGN anymore? Whoa. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You might have heard, I'm Greg Miller, and I don't work at IGN anymore. This is one of my last Up at Noons, only 2 left, and I want to make sure we go out on the right note. So this is Up at Noon. It's the news you care about with a somewhat normal panel of experts. Number 1, my life partner, my Italian meatball, Brian Altano. Oh, brap. There it is. And over here, IGN's newest host, Max Scoville.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, how are you? Don't steal it. Don't steal my bit.
Hot to trot.
Yeah,
Hot to trot,
I'm excited. This is a really fun time. I'm working at IGN now. This is exciting. I love you guys. There's a ton of people here who I get to work with. Brian's my friend.
Yeah, we know each other.
Yeah, I hope you guys find some chemistry together. It's always
something
hard
like that.
working with someone new, trying to figure it out. The big news, it gets more exciting, is that you are now going to take over as the host of Up at Noon. I got one more show in me after this, and then
they threw
yours.
us in that pit with those big halberds, and we just
and then we both got winded and just stopped. And we're like, you can have it. You can have it.
Bad jokes written all over the walls.
Pretty much.
Strucker's still down there.
No, but the thing that occurred to me is that I feel like the general internet doesn't realize exactly how well we know each other. I've actually known you longer than Brian.
Yeah. A long time ago, IGN was going to do a current TV show, and I got to meet you and a young gentleman named Scott Bromley and work together on that. And I remember Bromley introduced you, just like, oh, this is Max, he just does stuff around here. I don't know if he gets paid, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Really good Scott Bromley impression, I know.
Well, yeah, nice guy.
But yeah, you were there and you did my zombie makeup.
Yeah, so the first thing we did together, my first impression of you, I love this. Scott was like, we're gonna get Greg from IGN. He's gonna come over here. He's great on camera. He's really funny. I'm like, what's he done? And he pulls up this video of you, I think, entering like a SingStar karaoke contest with some girl, like a 12-year-old girl or something.
She won a mall competition,
right?
And I came and decided I could sing better than she could.
So what's wrong with you?
I like SingStar a lot.
It was you doing this whole WWE shouting match with this young girl who was like,
she was so nice.
Happening?
She was so nice.
Yeah, but I was like, this guy's funny. He yells at people. I like that. And then they brought you in, and we were doing a sketch that was going to be like. Left to date exactly when this was.
Right.
The hottest things at the time were Left 4 Dead and The Office.
Right.
That was a while ago. And
how many presidents ago was this?
It was the Clinton era.
It was shortly after the Lewinsky thing, but so we had you playing was it the bloater in Left 4 Dead, and it was
had
great
the body for it.
Yeah. You've trimmed down a little bit,
Team fat.
But my job was to put makeup on you, and this is at 9 o'clock on a Saturday, so you were you'd been drinking bad things the night before, and I was like, here, let me rub this stinky liquid latex on your face, and you were like
struggling. Yeah.
And then your whole thing in the sketch was you were going to be throwing up on people, which was taking someone else who was also hungover had to spoon a bunch of it was like cream of broccoli soup.
I mean, it was straight green.
It was like something that had chunks of ham in it, and they had to scoop it out, and it was just, it smelled horrible.
And I had to sit there with it in my mouth and wait to puke on Scott Bromley.
Yeah, and they put it in one of those big pool guns that you suck. Yeah, so
but you wanted to throw up for real before that?
I threw up for real on the way there. Trying to catch the train, I stopped to vomit.
So that was like our first thing together, and then I wound up I went and worked for Destructo. One of my first big video game field trips was going to Hell in a Cell. Yeah. For got THQ flew us out for that was what WWE game was that?
Oh, whatever. Whatever attached to the year to it. That's what it was.
Rest in peace. Yeah. But we went to that, and I remember you were there, and you were like, you ever seen wrestling before? And I was like, no. And I remember you just leaning back and just being like, you're in for a treat. And I just awesome. I can hear that in my head. It was lovely.
No, that was the thing. When they told me, they were looking at people and you were coming to interview, I was like, well, he's going to get the job. Max is amazing, Max is funny, Max knows his stuff. I'm honored to have you do this. So, it's been you, me, Drucker, Nick making the show run for 3 years. Yeah. You're a perfect addition.
Sometimes even less than that.
Yeah. Oftentimes less than that, Drucker.
Well, I'm thrilled to be here. Happy to be here, Greg.
I love you very much. I'm excited to see what you guys do with the show.
No puking.
No puking.
Yep.
Yeah. First story of the week. They might have ruined Batman Arkham Knight. Yeah. I want to lead with the big one here. This is your chance to mute it. When we are done with this story, I will do this, and that will let you know. Or I guess an editor could put in the time code for right now to tell you when it's done, but look for this, really. Right? That's the signal. If I do it 4 times, it means we're still doing it.
So they've just muted and unmuted a whole bunch of times. So they can probably hear us now. But
so the Batman Arkham Knight Special Collector's Edition, whatever rigmarole, gets put on Amazon, and it comes with a statue that says, "In the memorial of the Gotham Knight."
Was it Amazon France?
Yeah, of course it was. They always have something up there.
Amazon France stays snitching.
The questions are multiple here. There's a whole array. Number one, just what the f are you thinking if it's real?
Yeah.
If it's not, because even if it wasn't a spoiler right now before the game comes out, you buy that at midnight, you get home and you open it up and you look at it, and now you got to play the whole game thinking Batman might die or might not die. And it's
Oh,
gonna be
so
like
we are
dark.
saying the spoiler now?
Yeah.
Do we have to do the hat thing?
No, that's when it'll be done.
Okay.
Oh, it's still going on.
not-
So there's the
no,
four.
you're doing it again.
No, sorry. No,
Yeah.
put it back.
Stop doing the thing with your hands.
No. I mean, I don't. Do you buy it? Is he dead, Max?
I don't. No, you don't kill Batman. You kill like everybody else, but you can't. I mean, did they kill Batman at some point? You know these things better than I
broke
do.
his
Oh yeah,
back.
they've killed him, but he comes back.
Right, yeah, it's
Through
Batman.
time.
Yeah, he fakes his own death all the time. He's like, I'm bored. It's Thursday. What do I do?
Now
I'll fake
Matches
my own death
Malone.
and
Yeah,
live in a
that's
cave
how
or
he does
whatever.
it. Yeah.
But I mean, what did they put in memory of the Gotham Knight? Or the,
Yeah.
and it's like, I feel like this is one of those kind of things. They knew this was going to get picked up, and somebody was going to report on it, and it was going to kind of get run away. And so they're basically setting it up so when that doesn't happen, that's the surprise. You know,
Yeah.
that's the twist. I mean, remember?
That's weird.
That's every comic book cover in basically in history.
Yeah.
It's like, guess what? Kitty Pryde's pregnant. Oh no, what's gonna happen? Oh no, Superman punched Lois Lane in the face, and now she has to wear a lead box on her head so she can't read her mind or whatever. Like
You
that's
don't know Superman or Lois's powers well.
no, but I mean, it's that whole kind of like just that tease that like you got to find out what happens next.
Right.
Like what could it be? Find out inside.
But I mean, the fact that they changed the image already is one thing.
I think it's very clever, like clever
Marketing.
You
Get
know,
us to talk about
marketing.
Arkham Knight right away.
I feel like it's a weird clue to put out there and then just steal back.
I think it's a pretty dumb collectible to put out if you're going to give away the end of the game. I also think it'd be weird to. I know that like Rocksteady's like, we're done with Arkham after this.
Yeah.
We don't want to do this. I find it hard to believe that WB would completely drop the Batman franchise entirely. You know?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I mean, it's one of those things you figure the next Batman game that isn't Rocksteady will be a reboot of everything. I mean, the Joker's dead too in this universe.
sure.
You can't make another Batman game.
Yeah,
and
I mean
not
that's
have
true.
it.
It is its own universe. I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. I'm thinking back to like Far Cry 3. They put out that Voss statue.
Yeah.
Voss was like the face that he's on the cover.
Yeah.
If you haven't finished it, sorry, but Voss isn't like the main guy.
He's like there for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
He's not there for long.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I think it might be one of those things where they're really just trying to build up this situation.
Yeah, but that game wasn't called Voss 4. Like, this is Batman. This is a Batman game. Batman's in the title. You can't just, like, pretend to kill him off and then bring him back. Unless that's the whole gameplay angle. And
Yeah.
it's basically like they kill him off in the first hour, and then he pretends the rest of the game hiding, which
Yeah.
you don't get to play as him.
So here's what it comes down to for me. Rocksteady said publicly, all right, this is it. They want to be done with the Arkham franchise. Which to me, I had been predicting forever that at some point in the game, Batman's going to be on the rooftop talking to Oracle, and he's going to hear from up above, do you need any help, Bruce? And he's going to look up, it's going to be Superman, maybe Wonder Woman, and he's going to tell him to get the hell out of here. They'll leave, but that sets up Justice League. They can move on and do that, right? Now, once this statue comes out, what I hope for, right? Now stick with me. Imagine this in the theater of the mind. Something bad happens, right? And basically, like, end of Dark Knight, Batman has to like be like, well, I'm dead or whatever. Like that's how he figures out he has to be like, I'm done with this kind of crap.
I'm deleting
right?
my Facebook, guys.
Exactly,
I'm
I'm gone.
He's
So-
at that Italian cafe at the end of the movie.
Sure, yeah. They put the statue out, they build it, Memorial Batman, like they do it, and then it's like a time lapse. We fade in, it says like 20, 30 years later, right? And then old man feet come in with a cane, put it down, and then young guy jeans come in, and it's shot, and he's like, and this is why I wanted to show you this, Terry. And then they're done with Arkham, and they move on to Batman Beyond.
You just want an excuse to say Beyond, didn't you?
No, I don't really. I didn't even say that. I didn't shout it or do anything. I'm just saying that's the way to make it all right with Greg Miller.
I'm actually totally okay with that.
Yeah.
I think that Batman Beyond, considering how high tech they've made the Arkhamverse, I
Yeah.
think the Batman Beyond would be fantastic.
Right.
I'd be so into that.
Everybody loved that costume so much.
Yeah.
Give us
There's
the
also
whole
so
game.
much. They've got so much wiggle room because there were considerably less comics.
I like it
so.
too because I feel like there's so many Batman things that lead right up to Beyond and then stop.
Yeah.
And they don't actually take the plunge into it.
Sure,
so
sure,
if they can
sure,
get to
sure,
do it with the games or the movies or anything like that, yes, commit.
Okay. You talked about movies.
Pat
Let's-
on the head. Do we
Oh,
tap
sorry,
the-
we're done now.
We're done.
It's
Yep.
over,
Off
everybody.
switch.
Lego Movie 2 is going to be 4 years later in the Lego timeline, which I did not know we needed a Lego Movie timeline.
They're going to be much older.
The blocks are going to be the same. It's about the kid. Now, the quote we have from the article
kid's
is
older.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the timeline, yeah.
You
Well,
have to explain this to me because my brain's stupid.
if you didn't see Lego Movie, right, it's all this kid playing with Will Ferrell, his dad's toys, and it's whatever, and it's a crazy glue thing stuck to his back. That's Lego the movie. The quote though about the sequel as well. I don't want to give you spoilers, but we were really interested in what happens to that boy who's in the meta story in the first movie when he's 4 years older. When he's an adolescent, How does that change his point of view?
What was he in the he was like 6 or
Yeah, he was
Something like that.
Yeah. So
He,
now he's
he was a
tween.
kid with a really shitty father, and now I gotta watch a movie about him 4 years later.
So what are we just rebooting Toy Story basically?
Apparently.
Like, is it 20 years from now he's gonna have some cool animator job and 2 of his Legos are on his desk like mine or
and
whatever?
then he'll give him
like,
to his
They're
kid.
like, what are
and
you
then
doing?
it'll
He's
start
like, I'm
again.
making the Lego movie, and you're like, whoa. Yeah.
Stop spinning.
Because I pictured it was like Unikitty's a little older and then the dude's got a beard, but that's not how Legos work.
No.
You know,
Yeah, the Legos are maybe they'll probably be dinged up. They'll
yeah.
show some wear.
What if
Well,
they make
they'll
this
have
a-
tooth marks from when they get stuck together and you have
Yeah,
to pry them
exactly.
apart.
What if they make this like a Bionicle crossover? Because they're trying to bring back Bionicle right now. That's got its own movie. Which I mean, yeah, I'm with you right there.
Yeah.
Because we're old.
You're more of a 90s baby, so you like
Right.
you like the whole like Bionicle thing. I'm
No,
not-
I don't.
Digimon?
No,
You like Digimon?
No, I was into Digimon. I'm
Like
sorry,
Pogs.
but it was.
You got them pegs.
But
Montel.
no, like Bionicle came out, and it was like I was super into action figures at that time. I was
Yeah.
all like Todd McFarlane and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and like Bionicle was like Lego being like, yeah, we make action figures too. I'm like, you make construction toys. Like if I want to get Lego stuff, I'll get like Star Wars Lego. That's fine with me. I feel like that's probably going to be the direction. Is like the kid doing more like I don't know, more gritty. Maybe it's going to be like kind of a small soldiers kind of twist. Like he's trying to be more. I don't know.
They're going to
There's
come to
also-
life and fight them?
Maybe he's gonna be like, I want more guns, and it's like, but it's okay if we're just building things. That's all. You know, everything's awesome.
In
but,
your imagination.
Yeah, I don't know why
no-
Mickey Mouse is in that.
There's
but-
actually no Lego guns.
Yeah.
Legos never made guns.
I mean, there are, but they look like travel mugs that are turned sideways.
Yeah, or
megaphones.
there's like the space guys have lasers.
Yeah, or
something
they're like
that.
Star Wars guns specifically, which were actually made. They just glued camera parts to actual World War II guns, so you know whatever. But what about Technic? Remember Technic?
No.
No, Lego Technic? Like
Oh
the,
yeah,
the
Technic
sets
was
for
like
the.
it was for smart kids. They
Yeah.
sold them at like the.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh,
Greg
that's
doesn't
why I
know,
have no idea what they are.
You know when you're driving down the road and there was Toys R Us and there was like a.
It says toys in the strip mall and you get all excited and go and it's all like,
Like
brain
educational.
crap and like you're moving things.
brain
Right?
crap.
I don't want any of this junk. Thanks very much.
Yeah, Technic
I'm
was
not
for,
burning a Christmas gift on this small.
Exactly. Technic was for kids who they were like they were geniuses, but they weren't smart enough to figure out how to just make a dumb thing out of
Yeah.
Legos. They needed like the most specific kind of like a Rector set.
Yeah.
Like it was like this car that had actual wires that went into each other.
You would
or
have
something
like pistons. I remember my
Yeah.
cousin had like a pneumatic crane, and I was like, "What's pneumatic?" And he's like, "It's pneumatic." And I'm like,
Idiot.
"I still don't know what that means."
You
And
kicked it over like it's dumb anyway.
Yeah,
That guy's a billionaire now, and you're hosting a dumb video game comedy.
So-
show.
Yeah,
Is
well, there you
there? I
go.
mean, is there another toy line that deserves a movie?
hell yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Hot Wheels Attack Pack.
God.
That's when the cars would grow teeth and bite each other.
Actually, I would love to see a Hot Wheels movie that was shot exactly like Fast and the Furious, but the movie ends. It's just a Fast and the Furious movie, but the movie ends with like a kid reaching down and picking up one of the cars, and they're all screaming. That'd be great. Yeah. He's just smashing 2 of them together in the air.
Just like a post
Vin
honey,
Diesel's like,
honey
"Yo,
blew up
stop
the baby
it."
kind of world. I don't know.
All the toys I think about are based on things that existed. I'd want
Yeah.
real Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Well, that's a real thing. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is an awesome toy line.
Sure.
It's already a real thing.
I mean, there's so much that already has a backstory. I've always loved the toy lines that don't have anything going for them. That was my favorite thing about Lego. That's the whole point of the movie that apparently the people making the Lego the movie, the sets, kind of missed. But,
Yeah.
you know, like, you got like the Blacktron and the Mtrons and the Aquazone and the Ice Planet 2002 and all that stuff. There was no backstory. They were just like, these are spacemen, go nuts, pirates, castles, you know,
Yeah.
ninjas. Now it's like Ninjago, the movie. And it's like, I
Yeah.
don't want that. You paid someone to write that. Just let me play with it, you know?
Yeah.
But like, I always love that there are toy lines like, you don't have a backstory for Nickelodeon Gak. That could be a great movie.
Nickelodeon gag.
I want a
Like
whole
the
like.
Blob?
I was gonna say it's a reboot of the Blob.
Yeah.
I like the idea of
Except it hugs kids.
Except
it doesn't kill 'em.
it's a whole city full of carpets, and it just gets stuck, and there's a mom yelling. the
Yeah,
whole
there's
time.
one
but
mom.
then you got to get
Mom
Gak, you got to get Floam, you got to get Zand, just
Yeah.
all these things.
They can invade from other planets like Godzilla.
Yeah.
A Skip It movie.
Oh wow, that's
That was gonna
it's
say
just like
Skip It.
it's a romantic comedy where like once every hour there's just like thing that sweeps around and kills half the cast. I always wanted a G.I. Joe movie that was based on the actual toys. So like 5 minutes into the movie, they look down and they're like, "Yo, why do we have these holes in our feet?" And like one of them breaks and like his crotch snaps in half, and there's a leather band. And then
They got me in the rubber bands.
they all have these guns, but they only shoot giant plastic missiles that go 4 feet ahead of them.
Yeah,
Just bounce off people.
I mean, the cartoon got pretty close.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like you know, the Duke was supposed to die, but then they were like, "No, it's cool. We brought him to Mom, and she found a rubber band and pulled it through there with a knitting
Well,
needle.
that's like if we shot this show on that cartoon and Cobra Commander was sitting there with like 20 dudes and they're all firing guns at us, the lasers would just go right past us the entire time. We're like, we're not even moving. How are you not hitting us?
Yeah.
No one ever got hurt on that show.
Final news story of the week. There's a real estate company in Portland that says GTA 6 should be set in Portland. Now, this is a throwaway story. It was just that they were like, oh, there's a lot more coffee shops here than there are in Los Santos, and they made Portland look like the map, and it was a cute little thing.
Yeah.
The question it raises is, where should GTA 6 be?
I had another question. Have they played GTA?
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, we love our city so much. Bring all your whores and drugs here, and let's all kill things. All right.
We're a real estate company, so let's go to that game where you can't go in most of the buildings.
Yeah.
I want to know if that guy got a raise or just got really yelled at for just drawing this sordid comparison.
I think that was
no one had
like,
ever heard
Johnson, and then
When's
they
the
were
last
like,
time we talked about real estate?
Yeah,
on video
Mofoto
games?
real estate.
yeah.
I don't think this is the publicity they wanted, but I don't want to go to Portland, Oregon.
I already did. I watched Portlandia. You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's good enough. Make a Portlandia Lego game.
But I mean, that is a good question about where GTA is going to go, because people are always like, why doesn't it leave America? Well, because it frequently revolves around like the whole idea of the American dream and going from nothing to everything, and how that screws everybody up, sociologically.
Yeah.
They did one in London.
Yeah.
They haven't revisited London.
Right.
I feel like that's pretty ripe for the picking.
Dubai.
Dubai would be weird.
Yeah.
I mean,
Spec Ops did it.
Yeah.
You let Spec Ops get all that Dubai money? Rockstar, come on.
there's a lot of it.
Yeah. I would say Chicago because I love Chicago, but Watch Dogs was just there and did it fine, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Florida would be fun because Florida is just fucked up.
I think Florida right now would be
Florida
amazing.
would be great.
Yeah, right? You have Miami, of course.
Oh, God, yeah.
Then you could get out, you go to Orlando with the theme parks. Then there's like the space shuttle stuff.
I mean, the great thing is, like, Florida news, it pretty much reads like people's, like, GTA save files, you know? Like, oh, this guy just covered himself in bees and ran into a blood store and stole all the blood or whatever.
A guy turned
A blood
peyote.
store.
I mean, I follow Florida Man on Twitter where they just tweet out Florida news, and it's like, Florida Man kills himself to death with alligators or whatever,
And that's absolutely a GTA mission right there.
Yeah.
I love that.
All right,
you
Florida,
can't,
it's
like-
decided.
Yeah, Florida. Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of doing it Greg Way, my next guest has been doing games
amazing.
for a long, long time. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Tim Schafer. As I live and breathe, Tim Schafer.
Hello there, sir.
Hello, sir, to
It is
you.
an
How are
honor
you?
to be here
An
on
honor
your
to be
show.
here. I
Yes.
liked you enough to bring you back for one of my last shows.
Yeah.
But not my last show, so don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Are we all gonna sing? Like,
No, we could, please. We don't have the budget for working chairs, let alone to fly everybody up here for a cold
I
bear
like
stuff.
this chair. It's like sitting at the beach, like on a rock.
You go to beaches with rocks a lot.
Yeah, just find the least comfortable spot on the beach. It keeps me awake.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah. You've been awake a lot lately.
That noise was the chair too.
Sure it was. Don't try to
Hard
cover
and
this up.
noisy.
Yeah, exactly. That makes a lot of sense. That's usually what you think about with chairs and hard rocks. Rocks make a lot of noise.
I'm excited about your stuff. No, I won't say anything. Secret stuff.
My secret stuff? Don't worry about that. There's no secret stuff. There's no secrets between us and the Up at Noon audience.
Okay.
They're smart kids. They know what's happening. Tell me about your stuff. Stop
Yeah,
making fart
see?
noises. Yeah, what?
I made it again. That proves that it was the chair and not me.
No, I could fart on command too and then blame the chair if you want. Hold on.
Let's-
I'm not ready, but I could most of the time. I'll work one up for you during the show, and you'll
Things
hear
have
it.
gotten a lot classier on the show.
You know what? I wanted to go out on the high note I set for myself with Up at Noon and
I should have
everything
worn a
else.
suit.
Well, yeah, you've only been on this show 6 times, so I understand you didn't know what it was going to look like when you got here.
I brought you some presents.
You brought me
want them?
presents?
Mostly just
Sure.
T-shirts.
Okay.
In a
Costume
fancy Costume
Quest
Quest
2
bag.
bag.
'Cause people know you're pretty much the whole reason we make Costume Quest 2.
I'm sorry about that.
You're-
It didn't work out well for Midnight City, and I blame myself.
It was a good game.
Yeah, no, it's a great game. Everybody should play
We have
Costume
the original
Quest 2.
Costume Quest shirt.
Nice.
Yeah. We have Double Fine shirt.
Okay.
We have a full. Stick here, put your hand in there.
Candy.
Yeah, a whole bunch of candy.
All right.
And
Oh,
then
yeah.
creepy treat cards.
Creepy treat cards.
Yeah.
You guys take such good care of me. Thank you for making
There's
this
some
game.
rare ones in there.
You sure? You don't know. You can't promise that.
There's
can you?
there's like there's one in every. There's 2 in every. Yeah, there's 2 in every.
What are you,
question.
now what are you doing?
This is the last present.
What is it?
This is a return on your investment.
Oh! It's my royalty check. Sean, you got to rack focus on this. If you remember the first time you ever came on, Tim, we gave you a check for $5 to kickstart Costume
Notice
Quest
how much
2.
you got back.
$10. That's
a
nice.
big return on investment.
Man, don't spend it all in one place is what
Yeah.
I say.
Try and shove that into an ATM.
I will eventually. Don't worry about that.
it's
Investor
wallet
dividends.
size.
Yeah, I like
keep
that.
it.
I want to frame that. You can look for that on a set soon, I'm sure. All right.
And now we eat candy.
Stop. Okay, sure. That's going to be a great interview of us just chewing on high chews while we're up here. Grim Fandango.
Yeah.
Yeah, you blew Marty Sleeve's mind when you announced, hey, it's coming back, it's remastered, it's doing all this stuff. Now we're almost there. It's actually coming out.
Yeah, in the 27th, January 27th.
What is it like for you to put out a game like Grim Fandango right now on the PlayStation platform, do all these crazy things with it? I mean, it was for so long one of those like cult classics, right? Like everybody, did you ever, one of my favorite games, Grim Fandango, and all these different people would say that. You're like, oh.
Well, you meet a lot of people that had played it. And I was like, where were you when it first came out? You mean you played it? You're not saying you bought it,
Right.
You just acquired it because it's one of those games you couldn't legally play it for many years unless you found it on eBay.
Yeah.
And now you can actually play it again. But it has been really crazy because for one part it's been like a fun reunion. Like we've done special features like a commentary. So we brought a lot of the old team back and we did commentary sessions. We watched the game with them. It was kind of like a group therapy session.
Yeah.
To sit there and talk about the game. They all talked about it like, oh God, I remember that. And because we didn't talk about it much. We didn't like have a post-mortem or anything. We just like worked really, really hard and then everyone just kind of scattered afterwards. And so we got back together and was like, yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah. When you were making it, did you expect it to have the impact it had, where so many people would talk about it forever and ever and ever and want it years later?
Of course.
Yeah?
Yeah. No, I mean, at the time, it was so different because there wasn't like a lot of the kind of feedback you have today, where you make a game and instantly Twitter tells you it's terrible. Like, right to your face.
As soon as you announce it, as soon as you show one screenshot, everybody's there to say this
In
sucks.
the old days, you'd have to wait for Johnny Wilson to write a magazine review and ask your parents who Johnny Wilson. Yeah, but they'd be like a print review we'd wait for. There wasn't that crazy feeling. So you didn't know the reaction to your game. You'd hear about sales a little bit, and so now it's going to be really interesting because you pitch a game, you release a game now, you can just watch people playing it on the internet the second it's released. And it's weird for those people maybe to think that we're doing that, but we are doing that. We do. Like you get a game, you play it, and you start live streaming it, and I'm just sitting there going like, what's he doing? What's he doing playing it wrong?
Why would he do that?
Yeah.
You do that thing called testing, though. You should see that beforehand.
No, we don't. We save so much money by just letting the Let's Play people test it for us.
That's why you have backers. You just give it to them. They're your audience.
And they tweeted back all the bugs to us.
Yeah, that's nice of them.
And then we crowdsource the fixing of the bugs.
Oh man, this is the new Double Fine. This is the new age we live in, huh? It's a lot easier this way, I'm sure. So then, what do you say? I mean, what are your expectations going into this launch of this classic game coming out? Like, are you
change the games industry forever?
Well, you already did that, so don't joke around about that.
Everyone will say they're sorry they didn't play it the first time.
Yeah.
And no, I think I don't know because it's an older game. We've made it look and sound and play a lot smoother and better and fancier. I went down to Melbourne to record new symphony recordings for the sound. So it sounds amazing. We put in new controls because some people didn't like the tank controls.
No one likes tank controls. I'm glad those are gone. I'm glad those are dead.
We call them the elite controls for the high end.
You're gonna be one of these people telling me how inverted's better too? Oh, you want to look down? You push up. You push up. It's easy.
No. Well, no. No, I'm not an inverted.
Thank you. All right, then
I was confused way back in the 2600 when that biplane game, you push up to go down.
Sure.
And ever since I was just since then been not inverted.
Good. I'm glad. I mean, like, for a plane, it makes sense. For your head, the one about inverted controls when you're in a first-person shooter that always kills me is they'll always say, "Well, just imagine there's a pool cue stuck in the back of the person's head," and I'm like, "Why would I ever imagine that?" And then and that doesn't make any sense. That's not good at all. I'm not a fan of that.
Well, imagine it though, because it's kind of funny.
Well, it sounds painful.
Yeah.
It sounds like the Dark Knight part where job openings. Remember that? Dark Knight was a good movie.
Maybe if you imagine something funnier, like a clown horn stuck in the back of someone's head, or a tuba.
A tuba is kind of funny.
Does that make the controls make more sense?
This is why your games are so funny.
Just stick a tuba in their head. That's the solution to everything.
Now, you made a joke here. We're going to change the game industry. You did,
though. I talk like that?
Yeah, that's you. That's spot on. Hey, everybody, thanks for backing the games. I've been juicing again.
I haven't.
Yeah. But no,
changed the game industry that we ended adventure games forever.
Exactly. Remember when you put out the Kickstarter and you're like, we want to make an adventure game the way we want to make adventure games, and nobody wants to do that anymore. And now adventure games are everywhere again. It's all because of you.
And adventure games, I always feel they've never really died. They've just always been a similar size group. There's still a lot of people who play them and love them. It's just that a lot of the other games in the industry sectors have just exploded even bigger. But there's still, very dedicated adventure game obviously, or we wouldn't be here.
Are you ready to apologize for starting the Kickstarter trend?
That has been a very nice thing with Kickstarter.
I agree. No, I'm just kidding.
We're post backlash, right? We're backlash.
People are now. It's just, yeah, exactly. Now it's just a thing. People are like, oh, Kickstarter, cool.
Yeah, now it's like
now people are using it the right way. Where it's just like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
There's something out there I like.
We used it the right way. You're saying that. You're saying that. Yeah.
Well, you know, at first people were all like, got mad that you guys come out, you hit on Kickstarter. Then there's a million other games come out and do the same thing. Then people start getting mad at those games coming along, and then now they're back on track. And now they understand if it's a cool idea, I can back it. I don't have to back every video game. I don't have to care about every video game.
And now a lot of the first big ones, like Wasteland 2 came out.
Yep.
Broken Age is going to come out. Some of the first big.
Is it really going to come out? Huh?
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah.
I don't know what's the holdup. Elijah Woods just.
Thanks for watching the documentary.
Elijah's just got. You know what? You don't watch my show. I don't need to watch your show. Elijah Woods got laryngitis. Is what I was going to say.
Oh, I thought you were going to say an ascot.
No, well, I'm sure he does. He's got many, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's very fancy.
Yeah.
We're just, the whole thing's in alpha. Act 2's in alpha, and we're almost in beta.
When are you targeting for release that spring?
Coming out in the spring.
And you're trying to get it on PlayStation at the same time, right?
Yeah.
But one complete package.
Yeah, the complete adventure, if you will.
I will.
And that'll hopefully put to rest a lot of things of like the game, when we made it bigger and people were mad, and they won't be mad anymore, right? It'll fix the internet. Everyone will be in a good mood afterwards.
The problem with the internet is that it's way easier to tweet or comment when you're angry. That's all it is. Plenty of people played Broken Age, were like, this is great, and then they went about their business. People don't think to praise on the internet, they think to criticize. They're out there. They love you. Everyone loves you. You know that.
No, they said nice things about it. There's a lot of people who don't trust Kickstarter. It's normalized, I think.
Yeah. Well, it was scary at first to give your $5 away and wonder what would happen with
but
it.
look what could happen to you.
Now, when are you cutting the rest of the mini checks for the other Kickstarter people? That's how Kickstarter works, right? Everybody gets money back.
That was outside of Kickstarter. You gave us that before Kickstarter.
That's called a real investment.
That was the angel investment.
Angel investment. All right, so PlayStation Experience rolls around.
Yeah.
You go there. We walked in together.
On the stage.
We had a little. Well, then you went up and you're a big star.
That's the difference between us. We had a moment together. Then I went on the stage.
I sat in the audience.
I remember that.
Day of the Tentacle.
Someday.
You're bringing up Day of the Tentacle now too.
Yeah.
You excited about that?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of these games, they kind of, we made them. They meant a lot of time. Then they went away, and we never get to support them and have people play them. And now we're getting a chance to do that.
So then the next big question is where. A long time ago.
Clash of Quest 3?
No, I won't do that to you again. You delivered what I wanted. You delivered a stellar Costume Quest.
We follow our instructions, always.
Yeah, you're a good man about that. I remember a long time ago, this developer was talking to you, and he was a no-name. He made a no-name game. I think his name was Notch. He was talking about helping you make another sequel called Psychonauts 2. What are you doing there?
Is that a bribe?
Yeah.
So I have to bring you twice as much candy again?
No, I was giving it back to you. I'll tell you what, I'll double this $10 investment to $20 right now. Get Psychonauts 2 going.
Well, we're really focusing on getting Broken Age finished and Grim Fandango, Day of the Tentacle. Someday I would love to make Psychonauts 2. I've always had ideas for it.
Yeah. It seems like it'd be fun to make a new game.
He's pretty busy.
Quit releasing your old crap. Have an original thought for once, maybe.
Just once. I would like to. Yeah. I mean, it's weird to go back and play the old games, too, because I've been testing Grim Fandango and playing it out and just trying to remember my own puzzles. That's the embarrassing part. You have to look up your own puzzle online and be like, what was I? That was hard. Like, how did anyone solve that? I was like, no one did. No one solved that. But they had those little hint books with the little gelatin.
Is that what terrifies you now with Twitch and, of course, with I'm sure you're stealing everybody's data in the background. You're going to see immediately where people drop off. Where they get to some puzzle that's way too hard.
Now I'm terrified about that. I just realized I should be terrified about that.
Well, good. I'm glad that's the note I get to leave you on.
Oh, are we leaving?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I mean, what you got the Grim Fandango coming out end of January. What's the date?
Yeah, 27th.
Everybody get ready for it. January 27th.
January 27th. PC, Mac, Linux, PlayStation, and Vita.
Yeah, Vita. Good job. Is it run well on Vita?
Oh, yeah. I just played it last night.
All right, good. I like it.
It was awesome. You can have touch controls on the Vita.
Good.
You can play it like a point-and-click adventure.
Good.
Neat.
Yeah, very neat.
Games.
Day of the Tentacle at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
Broken Age, the complete edition in the spring. And then Psychonauts 2 one day. Or another game someday.
Wait, you just made it sound like we announced Psychonauts 2.
I think you just... Spoiler alert, it's going to be up at noon, Psychonauts 2 announced. That's the headline.
It's not finger-worthy.
Okay, so it's thumb-worthy.
Someday, that would be awesome.
Okay, in the future. And then I know we're talking about your
Chalice.
games. Thank you. That's what
You
I was
had
saying.
Mr.
Brad on here.
I'm sure
I'll
you
tell you what.
mentioned Massive.
Oh yeah, we talked a lot about it. I'm a big fan of it. Like Final Fantasy Tactics. It's
You have it already?
Yeah, I have it already. Come on, look at me.
You get any feedback from me right now on the air?
I'm not, no, but I could give you that.
Awesome.
Tim,
Yeah.
you've been an Up and Noon supporter since the very beginning. Double Fine in general. I think you guys came on when there were pilots that we didn't even post for the show. So thank you so much for everything you've done for me and for the show.
Gonna be sad.
Don't be. I'm fine. It's just so hard to let go of it.
Have some
Thank
candy.
you. This will help.
Well, this has been a great show, and we've always had such a good time coming on here. Thank you for having us on so
Please,
many
it's
times.
my pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Schafer. Thank you to Tim Schafer, Brian Altano, Max Scoville, and of course you watching at home. Remember, Up at Noon posts on IGN each and every Monday at noon Pacific time, and I only have one more left in me. After 3 years, finally going to the big Up at Noon thing in the sky, which I guess is just other things to do on the internet. Keep up with me at GameOverGreggy on Twitter, and of course come back next week when my guest will be the one and only Troy Baker. Till next time, I'm going back to bed. DaveTanoy.com.